This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Thursday, June 27th, 2024. I'm Alex Brown. The 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend generated more than $400 million in economic value for Central Indiana. That's according to a League and Pacers Commission study released Thursday. The study conducted by Temple University's Sports Industry Research Center determined the event resulted in $290.7 million in direct and indirect spending, as well as more than $112.6 million in earned media value. The economic impact figure is a nearly 26% increase from the center's $320 million projection ahead of the event. In total, the city and Pacers Sports and Entertainment spent about $13 million to host All-Star Weekend. Overall, more than 81,000 people from 44 states and 55 countries attended the city's first All-Star Weekend since 1985, according to the study. More than 43,000 of those who attended the event were from outside of Central Indiana. Fort Wayne-based Rival Holdings is adding to its portfolio with the recent acquisition of Mason, Michigan-based general contractor Laux Construction. Financial terms of the deal are not being disclosed. Laux employs nearly 40 workers, all of whom are being retained in the acquisition. Plans for a concrete plant in the Hendricks County town of Pittsboro have stalled amid community pushback about its location and the demand that would be placed on local infrastructure. Greencastle-based Cash Concrete Products sought to build a plant in a largely rural plot of land. The company is continuing to explore its options to expand, but is unsure about the location and timeline. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, we'll dive into each region's unique challenges and distinct opportunities for growth. 9 regions, 1 goal. Indiana's bold future starts here. Discover more and register at ibj.com/engage.
The South Bend Entrepreneurship in Adversity program at the University of Notre Dame seeks to help residents in the South Bend community experiencing economic or other hardships start and grow businesses. In a Q&A for our South Bend Elkhart Region Report newsletter, Director Michael Morris said the program doesn't use the traditional business plan models for the people it serves.
The folks that we're serving frequently have literacy gaps, not just reading, writing, and numeracy, but financial literacy, technological literacy, economic literacy, business literacy. They suffer from what we call a scarcity mindset. So they have a very short-term orientation. They're just trying to get through the week or the month, or trying to make a decision between paying the rent and paying a doctor's bill. So it's hard to think 5 years ahead in terms of a business plan. We employ what we call a stepwise approach, which is we've taken the journey from an idea to a sustainable enterprise. And we've broken that journey down into 80 steps. And so our whole mantra is 1 step at a time, progress begets progress.
Morris said more than 300 people have completed the 10.5-month program since its inception. Forbes is out with its annual lists of the best banks and credit unions in each state. The publication compiled the lists from surveys of about 26,000 Americans that evaluated the institutions on criteria such as customer service, the quality of financial advice offered by representatives, and fee structures. On the list of the best banks in Indiana, Merrillville-based Centier Bank ranks the highest, while IU Credit Union in Bloomington topped the list of the state's credit unions. You can connect to the full lists at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Former Lieutenant Governor Becky Skillman is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC. A weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.